Enjoy reading the story on Manga Funny channel.
In the previous episode, we reached the part where Idris helped Sasha escape from being exposed in the bathroom. Let's continue from there. He asked, "Are you Lady Charlotte Brabant?" Faced with this question, she thought, how does he know my identity? How? What should I do now? Now that he knows who I am, I can't have any other excuse. He handed her a coat and requested they move to another location to talk. At this moment, their eyes met. I wonder if this is the fated pair, haha. Now that both had changed clothes, they headed somewhere else. She said, "Sir Idris, where are we going now?" Surely not to the Grand Duke's place. Before she could finish, he brought her to his room and said, "This is my room. Whether we go to the Duke's depends on your answer. Sit down. Now, tell me, why did you come here under a false identity?" She stammered. "I'm not sure what to say, but Sir Idris, I have something to ask first. Why are you giving me a chance to explain after I've violated the laws of the knights?" He replied, "I saw you at the swordsmanship competition a few years ago. Your swordsmanship was impressive." She was wondering how Idris knew her, and it turned out he had seen her at the competition. But she couldn't remember which one, since she had participated in so many. He continued, "Because of that, I recognized you at just a glance, young lady. At the same time, I have a question. With your lineage and skill, you're lacking nothing. What brought you to the Black Dragon Knights in disguise? I don't think it's necessary to punish you without hearing that reason first." At this moment, she looked straight at him and thought, is he the type of person who doesn't act rashly until he understands someone's position? Could this man be? She said, "I can tell him the real reason. Sir Ethan, from the Knights, is in love with my sister." He smiled and said, "I see." He said, "I know that Lady Brabant and Sir Ethan are fond of each other. But did you infiltrate the Knights just to stop her marriage? That doesn't seem like a reason important enough to normally take such a risk. If you're not careful, not only is your life at stake, but the relationships between families could become strained. Risking your family ties for this reason seems rather childish to me." She looked up at him and stammered, "It's all true. There's no excuse. But, as selfish as it sounds, nothing is more important to me than my sister's happiness. The reason I took up the sword, it's all for my sister. I'm willing to endure any sacrifice." He looked at her and said, "Ethan will return in 2 months. That means I'll be keeping an eye on you until then." She joyfully said, "Try to keep my secret as much as possible. Thank you." She bowed gratefully. She thought, Idris is definitely aware of my identity. Since he's Ethan's direct supervisor, with that authority, he could speed up Ethan's return and send me away at any time. He's delayed dealing with me. Additionally, he allowed me to use a private bath, and he's even helped by sending a letter to Johan on my behalf. She handed him a letter she had written long ago and asked him to send it to Johan, explaining that he could inquire about the reason she was here if he doubted her. She thought, I don't know why he's helping me so much, but nothing is more important to me than my sister's happiness. Maybe my final words touched Idris's heart. I think my life in the Knights will be easier thanks to him. During mealtime, everyone chatted with each other. Baran said, "Did they make this spoon out of steel? Why is it so heavy? Even I don't have the strength to chew right now. Eating is already hard enough. Why was today's training tougher than usual?" At this moment, the instructor taught the Knights an unforgettable lesson. Building basic physical strength for eating is also important. Sit on a transparent chair for 10 hours? The instructor said, "It's great that you remember my teaching. So, should I reward you for that, right? After the meal, gather at the entrance of the castle, not the training grounds." It had been a month since she joined the Knights, and finally, she had the chance to go outside to welcome a valuable guest. Someone important was coming. After the whole team went outside and waited for a while, they finally arrived. She wondered, who could be received with such grand welcome? She had been waiting to find out. At that moment, a girl stepped down from the carriage, and Raphael took her hand. "It's been a while. It's a pleasure to see you again." But wait, this familiar voice, could it be? Had she heard it before? The person who just arrived was Princess Cordelia La Cardenas, the first princess of the Cardenas Empire. Raphael said, "Has it really been that long? What brings the princess to such a modest place?" She thought, "I wish he spoke to me that politely." No way. The special guest is Princess Cordelia? Why do these challenges never end? Princess Cordelia was a judge at the swordsmanship contest I first participated in. Recalling that moment, she remembered that Princess Cordelia, along with the Black Dragon Knights and the Knights of the Albrecht lineage, was known as one of the Empire's 3 great knights. They had formed the Red Knights Society. That's how Princess Cordelia noticed me. She even offered to recruit me, the contest winner, into her knights. But at that time, I had no intention of leaving Brabant, so I politely declined. Even so, she still treated me like her younger sister. I also gradually grew fond of her straightforward personality. Later, I introduced Cordelia to my sister. Our family and hers remained close and became allies sharing common ideals. There's no way the princess wouldn't recognize me just because I'm wearing a magical wig. Thinking about this, she quickly grabbed a guard's hat nearby, which caught Raphael's attention. If my true identity is revealed in front of the Duke and everyone, it would be a disaster. That's something I must prevent at all costs. As she walked, Raphael looked at her suspiciously, and the princess continued on her way inside. I must look like a crazy person, but I don't care. It's much better than revealing my identity. By this point, Raphael had already come up to her, saying, "Sasha, what special thing are you doing in front of such a high-ranking guest? Only senior knights are allowed to wear hats. Take it off and stop causing a commotion." "Oh no, is there a problem?" "Of course not. Why would I complain?" "Anyway, I plan to take it off after Princess Cordelia passed by." At this moment, the 4th princess of the Cardenas Empire, Nadia La Cardena, passed by and saw Raphael speaking with Sasha. She thought something was happening between them, but after being explained the situation, she moved on. She thought to herself, "I heard she's been frail since birth and stays in the palace." This was the first time I'd seen her so closely. As the princess walked by, she looked back at me with a gentle gaze. Thanks to her, I escaped the crisis. She thanked the princess, which surprised her.